For months now, we've been tracking something the Las Vegas powers that be don't really want to talk about: tourism, and not the glossy, everything's fine version you see in commercials. The real numbers, and here's the truth. Yes, people are still coming in the millions, but those millions are shrinking. The big question, is this just a slump or the beginning of something bigger? Even economists at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas are sounding alarms. One recent study found a year-to-date drop of 6.5% in visitors. That's not just a blip, that's a trend, and the sharpest decline. International travelers. Now, the official line is, Vegas isn't dying. But if you walk the Strip, talk to the workers, and pay attention to the mood, it's clear. Vegas is fading, and it will keep fading unless something changes. Instead of owning up to the problem, the city has resorted to PR spin, selling the idea that nothing's wrong, that the corporate masterminds running the Strip have everything under control. Right, these are the same masterminds who gave us resort fees, parking charges, and service fees for simply having fun. And here is the wild part. Some locals are saying Vegas was better when the mob ran it, because at least back then they took your money while actually making sure you had the time of your life. I started this channel to celebrate the Vegas that was, and the reason I did is because that Vegas is gone. I've worked here for years, and I'm not the only one who feels it. In this video, you'll hear from 5 Vegas veterans I've known for a long time. These are people who live the Strip every day, who've seen the change from the inside. You tell me if their reality matches the polished version you just saw on the news. Vegas used to be for everyone. I started cocktailing at the Mirage back in 2008. Didn't matter if it was Monday or Thursday, the floor was alive. You could feel the buzz before you even clocked in, the sound of slot machines ringing, the roar of laughter, the high fives at the tables. It was chaos in the best way. On a slow Tuesday, I could make $300 in tips without even breaking a sweat. Guys playing $5 blackjack tossed chips around like candy. They weren't rich, but they saved for this trip and treated us like we were part of the magic. Now, it's like the soul has been drained from the Strip. I work at a different mega resort on the South End, and unless you're dropping 5 figures, you don't exist. My section used to span 3 pits, now it's 1. And it's never full. Vegas today is $30 cocktails, 0 comps unless you're betting $500 a hand, $45 parking, and rooms stacked with resort fees. Prices keep going up, tips keep going down, and the few regular folks who do show up, you can see it in their faces. They're already irritated before they sit down. Last week, an older couple told me they hadn't been here since before the pandemic. They whispered, "We thought we'd feel the old magic, but it's different, huh?" I just smiled. What else could I say? The regulars I used to know by name are gone, replaced by international whales, Silicon Valley bros, and influencers taking selfies with drinks they never finish, and tipping. Forget it. The new crowd either ignores you, barks orders, or tips nothing. Sometimes all 3. Last Friday, I worked an 8-hour shift in heels and walked away with $88 in tips. In 2014, that would have been my 3-hour total. I used to be proud of this city. Now it feels like I am working in a theme park that forgot what it is selling. The rooms are emptier than anyone's admitting. I've been cleaning on the Strip for 20+ years, started at the Riviera, may she rest in peace, when that closed. I moved to a massive South End resort. At first it felt like an upgrade, bigger tips, better benefits, but now it feels like I'm watching a slow motion collapse. Whole hotel wings sit dark, sheets untouched, minibars sealed, but management pretends we're slammed, loading up our schedules like it's 2015, 12 rooms by 3:00 p.m. No excuses. We used to take pride in the details: folded towels, mints on pillows, a personal touch. Now it's sanitize, spray, move on. They cut daily housekeeping during COVID and just never brought it back. Unless a guest requests it, we don't go in. Which means when we finally do clean, the rooms are wrecked, trash piled high, food rotting, stains you don't want to know about, and layoffs. They don't announce them. People just vanish from the schedule. Lockers get emptied overnight. Maria worked here 11 years. One week she's on the roster, the next gone. The old Vegas guests, the families, retirees, and generous tippers aren't here anymore. Now it's Instagram couples who don't make eye contact, never tip, and complain if you knock before 2 p.m. Vegas has become cold, expensive, and robotic. Self-check-in, digital keys, concierge. By app and the people who keep this city running, we've been made invisible. Want to know the truth about Vegas? The house has always won, but lately it's getting greedier. I've been fixing slots on the Strip for 15 years. I can tell by the sound if a machine is about to jam or if someone has tried to force it. I used to love the job, especially when a player hit big. The lights, the music, the look on their face. But those moments are rare now, and it's not an accident. Slots aren't random. They're adjustable. Each machine has an RTP return to player. Used to be 92-95 depending on the game. Now, I've seen them as low as 85%. That little drop means the casino is draining players faster, and the near misses keep you feeding the machine. Regulars notice. I had one guy, Bernie, who played the same Cleopatra Gold every Saturday for 9 years. Haven't seen him in months. He told a friend he was done. Said it wasn't fun anymore, just a slow bleed. This isn't just about numbers. It's about a city that used to welcome everyone, turning into a playground for the ultra-rich, while the heart of Vegas, its people, gets pushed out. If you care about the real Vegas and want more stories from behind the neon, subscribe. Share your own experience in the comments. Maybe I'll feature you in the next video as we dig deeper into what I call the death of Vegas. And it's not just the burning wallets. The comps are getting stingier. Free play, practically extinct. The tiered reward systems, a confusing labyrinth where you practically need a spreadsheet just to figure out if your 20 in points gets you a free buffet. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. We're not fixing problems anymore. We're just managing loss, managing frustration. The other night, a woman kicked a slot cabinet so hard she broke her sandal. Security came over, but honestly, I didn't blame her. She had that look I've been seeing more and more lately. I came here hoping for magic. And I got robbed. It hurts because I want people to win. I want that scream, that laugh, that random high five to a stranger. It used to happen every night. Now, just the dull hum of machines and blank stares at screens. Vegas used to whisper, maybe tonight's your night. Now it feels like we're just running a simulation. Flashy lights, big promises, no payout. I don't know who's making these calls corporate, I guess, but they've forgotten something crucial. People don't just come here to gamble. They come here to feel alive, take away the chance, the hope, the thrill. And all you've got left is a giant vending machine that only takes, and eventually, people stop showing up because it's not fun anymore. It's just loud and angry. I've been slinging drinks on Fremont Street for over a decade. Started when I was 24, thinking bartending in Vegas was the coolest job in the world. And for a while it was. I worked that outdoor bar by the stage, the one with the cheap daiquiris in plastic souvenir cups. Nights were wild in the best way. Bachelorette parties belting out Bon Jovi, drunk tourists dipping 20s because they just hit $500 on craps. It felt like the whole street was one big team, and everyone was invited. Now, the vibe's darker, and I'm not just some jaded service worker saying that the energy really has shifted. Something about it feels like a powder keg. The drinks are still flowing more than ever, but the people drinking them, angrier, impatient, rude in a way that's not just too many shots but entitled. Last month a guy screamed in my face because we were out of Red Bull. Not yelled, screamed like I personally ruined his vacation. Tips? Forget it. Used to be even broke college kids would toss a few bucks just to say thanks for the show, the banter, the fun. Now I can serve a round of shots, smile, crack a joke, and get nothing, not even eye contact. And yeah, prices are up. A beer that was $4 is now $9. People feel ripped off. That resentment builds, but we're the ones who take the heat. I've seen more fights this year than in the last 5 combined. Fist fights over spilled drinks, shouting matches because someone got bumped in the crowd, security's running non-stop, and the magic, it's gone. Fremont used to be the scrappy, cheaper, grittier alternative to the Strip, full of character. Elvis impersonators, late-night vow renewals, street performers who actually entertained. Now, it's influencers with ring lights blocking the walkway or guys in LED suits aggressively demanding tips for selfies. Last weekend, I caught myself thinking, I don't want to be here anymore. That scared me. This job, this street, it used to be my pride. I loved helping people celebrate wins, birthdays, last nights out before marriage. Now it feels cold, transactional. Like we're all pretending this is still fun when deep down, everyone knows it isn't. The tourists feel it, locals feel it, and the old school regulars. They're gone. Guys who tell me about the golden nugget in the 80s, I haven't seen them in years. One told me Fremont turned into Bourbon Street without the charm. Vegas isn't just casinos and clubs, it's a feeling, a little danger, a little glamour, and a whole lot of fun. If that's gone, what's left? I've been working casino security on the Strip for 19 years. Started in '06 thinking I'd be breaking up blackjack arguments and dealing with drunk tourists. And for a while, that's exactly what it was, chaotic but good-natured chaos. Now it feels heavier, colder. At AM on a Friday, half the tables are empty. You hear the same slot jingles looping because no one's winning, dealers whisper just to stay awake. And yet, my job's gotten harder, the people still coming. They're desperate, frustrated. I've broken up fights over parking spaces, watched a guy threaten to throw a chair through a sportsbook window because his guaranteed parlay lost. Saw a woman smack a slot machine. And then her boyfriend. Because they'd lost too much and she blamed him for dragging her there. Even when the casino's half empty, the tension is thick. People don't even glance at the penny slots anymore. They know they won't win, and they're not wrong. Corporates tightened everything. Machines, table minimums, everything stacked higher against them. Remember $5 blackjack on a Tuesday afternoon? Now it's $25 just to sit down. For a lot of folks, that's their whole night's budget. The retirees, the bingo players, the old-timers. Gone. One regular told me Vegas doesn't want people like me anymore, and I think he's right. The city's chasing whales, international high rollers, tech bros, crypto millionaires. And yeah, you can't build a city on whales alone. You need the working class folks, the families, the dreamers, but they're leaving, or worse. They're here, but they feel like ghosts. Some nights it feels like I'm guarding a memory instead of a casino. This isn't the Vegas I signed up for. And I'm not sure it's ever coming back. That's all I've got for now. Honestly, just telling these stories leaves a pit in my stomach. It's like watching an old friend slip into something they'll never come back from. You love them, you'd do anything to help. But deep down, you know they don't want to be helped. I want to be more optimistic about Vegas. But the truth? I'm not sure I can be. I've got friends and contacts, people who've been here forever. Even some higher ups, and the stuff I've shared with you is only scratching the surface. So for now, the best way I can cope is to keep telling stories about the good old days. The crazy wins, the wild nights, the unforgettable characters. I'll keep talking about the death of Vegas. But I'll balance it with the magic it once had. Maybe, just maybe, it'll come back someday. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Your support means more than words can say. Thanks for watching.